Oh yeah, it's amazing, guys. Today we're celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the launch of York IE. We've certainly come a long way from huddling in Travis York's GYK office space when we launched and had that feature article in TechCrunch. Uh, Been a pretty crazy year for us personally, for the company, and for really the world too. Um, so I thought we would kind of celebrate today and have a little fireside chat conversation about the year and well, let's kick it off, Kyle. What was, say, one of your highlights or key learnings from this past year of launching York IE?
Yeah, I love that, Adam. It's super thrilling to be here. I can't believe a year went by that quickly. I actually can remember back to the Bedford Village Inn 2015 when us two and Ashley sat there and created a little pitch deck called Operation Little League. So, you know, as much as it's been a year, we've been thinking about this for many, right? So it's just awesome to be doing this with you guys. I think at the end of the day, biggest highlight for me, whenever you're creating something, you want to be able to create an impact. And I think, we're creating an impact, obviously, on the portfolio companies and consulting advisory customers that we have, but also by creating a team and a unified team. We're up to 13 full-time people. We've got 5 intern sessions we do 3 times a year. We've got 6 external consultants. We've got 20 outside investors. When you start to think about not just what we're doing, but the ecosystem we're creating and fueling, and the impact we can create over the long haul by continuing to methodically execute on our vision. It's just, that's to me the most rewarding thing we can be doing.
That's awesome. And Joe, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think great points. Wild that we're here as well. Doesn't seem like it's been a year, that's for sure. I think, what's unique about us is how committed we've stayed to this mission and how much passion we bring to it every day. I think it's easy because of the founders and entrepreneurs that we continue to work with, right? They bring that passion, and it's a great compliment to us. We can actually help them, right? When we get on the phone with them, when we invest in them, when we do the counseling calls, you name it, right? We have a great experience to speak from, and really seem to be a voice of reason. And I've said it before, like, we don't always have the greatest ideas possibly, but we always have that validation and the ability to give founders and entrepreneurs and these folks who are in the trenches great confidence in what they're doing and what they're building.
That's amazing. The only thing that I would add is a key takeaway, and it's probably a personal key takeaway, which is like, you're kind of like operating in say your current job, and then you'll hear people that have left and they've gone and started their own thing, and they say, man, the only thing I would do differently is I would have done that 10 years ago, because you can't believe like what it's like to wake up every morning and know that you're in control of your destiny and the passion that you bring. And it's when you're sitting there in the job that's pretty good and you're getting paid, and you find things that you're interested in but like not totally into, it's really hard to imagine. And having taken that leap, help us with that. It's like, man, like it's so true, and you can't put anything compared to it. It's hard, and there's challenges, but it is so much fun to go out there and try to build something from scratch and see it impact people.
Yeah, it's fun to be fun to be in the driver's seat, right? Controlling our own destiny again. Other places we've worked in the past, that wasn't always the case. I even did a job reference call for one of our former colleagues this morning, and they said, what motivates this person? And I said, it's going to be having impact and making change that the company can appreciate, and just feeling like you're adding value every day. Now we're literally doing that for an entire business, but never mind just our business. How about all the businesses that we support, right? And that web of impact and influence is just going to grow so tremendously here. And I think 12 months ago, we probably didn't have like line of sight of how big that could get. And now maybe I still don't have full line of sight, but we're getting there, right? I'm starting to really see how big this thing can, grow to and how much impact we can have over the coming years.
I was only going to add, Adam, like, with all that said, I actually think we timed this right to gain the experiences we gained as operators on both sides of that. From the Dine growth story all the way through to operating and huge scale of Oracle, all the sort of angel investing, advising, mentorship, nonprofit work we've done to support jobs and STEM and tech in the state, as well as outside of it. I think we kind of needed all that experience to be able to first come up with the vision and the model that we wanted to create, but secondly to be really credible and offering our voice and our expertise and our resources and our model to the startup landscape. I just think it would have been hard to do what we're doing now too early. Yep. Without a lot of that expertise gained over the years.
So that is an excellent perspective and 100% true. That we needed that to gain. So the timing was right there. Where the timing may not have been perfect was launching a new company right prior to a global pandemic. From that standpoint, like I'll go to Kyle. How do you think that impacted that first year? It was it was certainly a challenge, but one that maybe.
Well, I mean, startups are inherently hard, and they inherently it's a roller coaster. A lot of the positives get celebrated tremendously, or the worst of the lows get celebrated, but it's really in the middle where we operate, and there's a lot of ups and downs and squiggly lines to the path to success. And, so I think that's just true, period. And then we built the business to help other startups. So then it's compounded by the simple fact that we have to build our own startup, York IE, and then we work with other startups who are dealing with these challenges and these hurdles that any startup deals with, then to be hit with a global pandemic. So I think it's like context on top of context on top of macro context that has made this a really fascinating first year. I mean, but I don't think I'd have it any other way from a challenging of our resolve and the resolve of our model. The fact that I think we were able to be first call for so many entrepreneurs, be here for each other, our teams, as we're going through this, both professionally and personally. I mean, I think this has had such tremendous impacts on people's families, the health of loved ones. It's just been a incredibly challenging time for the world. And, we happen to be blessed to be in software and technology and, in a position of our own control. On the positive, and I've said this many times to you guys, but not necessarily publicly, I think COVID and going remote really forced some of the silos of our business to come together and get much more vertically integrated. When we launched, with this model, is very much an investments model married with a advising consulting model married with a product vision labs idea. And I think we've really been able to, because we're remote and we're forced to collaborate, maybe even more proactively. I've found that those different teams and our efforts have really come together to deliver a tech platform that enables and opens up services and advisory that then leads to really great investments in working with, researching and tracking and reporting on portfolio companies for investments. So, I feel like it's far more integrated than maybe it launched as. And I feel like when we're hiring new people, having our execution model be more cohesive and less this and this and this has made it, I think, far more capable of accelerating and growing, because we're all trying to conquer, I think, the same mountain, which is to reshape the way startups are built, scaled, and monetized. It's not like our visions change. It's just the operating way in which we attack it, I think, has come together much greater.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just going to say to that point, I mean, I think we owe a ton of credit to the team, right, for adapting through this too. I mean, there are people that work for us on a very small team that we haven't met in person yet, right? We had interns who we never physically met. It's just kind of I mean, if I said that to you 12 months ago, you know, no one would believe.
Especially interns, especially young or entry level employees to never meet is crazy. I mean, the story of Adam delivering Kate Campbell, our VP, who helps run our comm services, like a laptop in a parking lot, you know, like a drug deal, you know, like I'm surprised you didn't get arrested, you know. It must be the glasses that you look so
Yes.
sophisticated. There's no way you could be doing anything but delivering technology.
No, I know. I never even got out of the car. I just slid it through the open window. That was because that was like late March. That was like the heart of it. Yeah. Yeah. The thing that I would add is like, you know, to the point about like the mission and the vision is to reshape how startups are built, scaled, and monetized, right? And one of the things that we always said when we were kind of batting around that idea is that, you know, some of these parties involved, you know, look at startups as numbers on a spreadsheet and not necessarily like the people behind them. And I think one of the things that, you know, the remote work has done is kind of, it's blurred that line between like, or it's made clear that like a person in the office is also a father at home or a wife at home or whatever. And you see some of those things. It's like very common for a kid to come on the Zoom call. And I think that just reinforces like, you know what I mean? Our approach, which is like treat everybody and root for everybody and play the long game. And to Joe's point about that web of success, you know, growing. So it's been fun. But it'll be nice to get back into that office that you know that took us a little while to renovate, and then we had a couple of. I think there's still some ice cream from our Christmas party in the freezer.
I know. So it really is. I mean, it feels like yesterday too. We went to Shoppers for our holiday party, right? I mean, that's the last time we got like the whole company together. Made sure Marshall and others came down from up from Boston. You know, went out. I remember Ryan Brown brought a date. You know, but it was like just like a friend, just a friend. You know, but I mean, think about how long ago that feels, right? But then at the same time, you know, I think since COVID hit, I mean, didn't the summer just fly by? I cannot believe it's our anniversary and it's September again, and we got to close out a year, and we have a lot to do, right? So it's just that's the life of startups though. Like some things go slow, some things go fast. You know, and you just kind of adapt and go with it.
And so that's why this is a hard question, because so much has changed in just 1 year. But as you look out into next year, what are you excited about, or what do you see, you know, upcoming for York IE?
I'll start with that. I'll also say, I mean, I think we're again so blessed and fortunate and lucky to have so many new investment partners join us in such a time of volatility and uncertainty. If we're able to, you know, tell our story, express what we stand for, and get these people to jump on board with us, imagine what we can do next year, right? When things start to level out and you know, we can hopefully put a pandemic behind us and see some more kind of certainty in the world and have a clearer lens to look through. I'm just excited about that. I think the opportunity opens up even more so, but I definitely think our investment partners, you know, deserve a lot of credit through this as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to continue to manifest our vision into the next year. I mean, we have made major strides. We've brought on more and more tech talent and engineering talent to the team, pressing on our market data and analytics platform, Fuel, you know, which we hope to launch in the next year to the public market. Right now it's internal alpha, and that's on purpose, but I think we're going to start opening it up to those investment partners Joe talked about and some of our consulting clients. And as we're able to do that, you know, I think we're going to be able to expose our integrated story a lot more, our marketing approach a lot more proactively in our brand and in our kind of education and collaboration with the market. So I think that's a big part of it, and where I'm excited to see. We also have some team members. We're not done. We have some team members we're already talking to about joining the team. I mean, the beauty of what I think we're building at York IE is I want to see how long we can go without ever to publicize a job, right? I think continuing to leverage our network, knowing the roles that we need to fill, being able to target individuals who we've worked with or have aspired to work with over years, and bring them into the fold to be a part of this and to be bought in as intrinsically and passionately as we are. I'd love to see how long we can go before having to post on a job site to find somebody. So, I'm certain we'll be able to do that for a year too. But, it'll be interesting to see as we continue to scale and chase opportunities where that lands.
Yeah, and I can go just to add to my last point too. I think what I'm most excited about is, the continued quality and quantity of our deal flow pipeline, the potential investments that we've seen. The old saying goes that the best innovation happens in downturns. Maybe we've started to see an incredible uptick in our deal flow. It's been exceptional. If we're going to come out on the other side of this pandemic and see even better deal flow, I won't be able to comprehend it. It's incredible. Again, just so many great ideas, so many passionate founders, people who, when we also tell our story, right, get it and appreciate it and respect it and, want to be a part of this whole family. I think that's the difference of what, we're bringing to the table day in and day out. I don't think anyone, can question our passion and commitment to this. And I think that message is heard loud and clear with potential companies all the time.
What about you, AC? Make sure you add your love to this. I want to hear it.
I would just say that, like, when we were, noodling on the idea for York IE, I think, Kyle, it was often people would say to you, you're going to go do a startup or you're going to go invest. And, being the ambitious kind of guys that we are, we said, why would we just have to choose, right? And part of it was, we wanted to, build a company, but then also help all these other companies build. And so I look forward to, like, next year, I look forward to all the amazing things that are going to be happening to York IE, but I'm equally as excited about all the exciting things that are going to happen for, the companies in our portfolio space, some of the companies that we're working with from a services standpoint. Like, we're working on the ground floor with these companies, building like really strong brands that, have great products that solve problems and create great value. And, we just got started and our relationship with them just got started, and a lot of them just got started too. So
right.
It's just like, and that was, again, during the worst year possible to start anything, and everybody's, growing and scaling, and it's just going to be, an exciting year ahead for sure.
Yeah, I think on the year, just kind of reflecting on the year too. I mean, we're at a lot of the milestones we hope for, this time next year, right? So I think we're just, from the standpoint of, our investment syndicate and its scale, to Joe's point, the quality of deal flow, but also the quality of deal investments we've made, where we are there, the team we've been able to recruit, where we are in our product roadmap on fuel, where we are on our really tight and programmatic consulting advisory modules. I think all of these things are just further along than I think any of us expected. There's a tight wire act to scaling where you want to pace things and sequence things and time things. Set an ambitious vision, but like be pragmatic about the execution to get there. But I feel very confident based on the foundation that we can move a little faster. We can set greater milestones. I mean, things I always used to say at Dine and Oracle is like, can we conquer the mountain? Let's create a new mountain to conquer. Like, which one are we going to conquer? Let's go conquer that mountain. I mean, I think we've got big vision, but we've got lots of other small peaks to traverse as well, right? I mean, we're in an interesting position where I think we can move in milestones because of the foundation we've been able to create in year one.
Yeah, I'd say the only thing that I'm not looking forward to in the next year is that I'll probably have to wear more pants with buttons on them. This last 6 months of sweatpants and gym shorts has been fantastic. So I'll say goodbye to that.
You're wearing pants right now? I didn't know we had to wear pants. I thought we were only waist up. This is crazy.
Well, it's been a hell of a year. It's been great doing it with you guys, and we're all pumped for what's next to come.
Maybe we can live cheers at some point in the not so distant future.
I know. Look forward to that. And thank you everyone out there for your support and following along. We try to put out a steady drumbeat of content. I hope you find everything we're doing valuable. We're enjoying it, so too bad if you don't. But we're absolutely loving what we're doing, and we're hoping you kind of witness that every day and try to be a part of it with us.